Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see you on this auspicious occasion when this is the first edition of my Relationship Vision website newsletter, Relationship Vision website newsletter, that I'm going to title this Empowering the Transformation of Relationships. And that is going to include every week for you, chock full of tips for empowering the transformation of your relationships, elevating your consciousness, increasing your connectability, and igniting your creativity. Let's begin with, I'm going to begin with a perspective of relationship as a co-creation, as a co-creative process with specific focus on relating, connecting, intimacy, and conversations. Those are all arts in themselves that have to be trained. So beginning with principle number one, a relationship is a joint effort creation. And in the work that I do, I just want to make sure you're going to get this, but in all the work that I do in the books that I write, I'm always inside of me, I'm always celebrating and wanting to highlight the creativity and the co-creative process, but most importantly, the miracle of connection and how that happens. It's a co-creative process. Connections and relationships don't just happen on their own. They're not random. They're not a matter of luck. They are created and are themselves co-creations. Relating, intimacy, connection, connecting, conversation, they're all art forms, as I said. As is the case with any art form, basic principles apply. And essential skills must be practiced and honed. Know-how and proficiency are required. You can't take this for granted. You need to get ramped up on this. Motivation is also always a key factor. You must be internally located, if not inspired. You got to have some fire in your belly when you're in your pursuit of relationship and connection. Let's say, check yourself. Check yourself now in terms of motivation. What do you want to see for yourself in your life and in your relationships? And how badly do you want it? Are you in touch with your need for connection? Are you in touch with the hunger for the nourishment that connection brings, that you know that it can bring? Are you on a path of self-work? You better be, because you got to be conscious and connected within yourself before you can conceive or co-create a connection. And most people aren't unless they do the necessary self-work and have a relationship with their self. It's in the womb space of co-creation where unique essences and energies intermingle and conception is conceived. Connecting when relating or having a deep and meaningful conversations or great conversations, that feels good. It feels really good, and it feels good for a while even after you're done with that conversation or the interaction. You know, in this way, relating, connecting when I'm relating, well, no, in this way, relating is like sex. For me, you're totally into each other, you're locked in, Connecting feels good. Connecting is nourishing. Connecting is healing. Conceiving a connection is a miracle, just like conceiving a child. Yes, rely on the connections and the relationships that you create for your sustenance in your life. All right, well, that's all for now on this principle that what a relationship is. It's a joint effort creation, and for you to understand that it's a process. It's always a process of creation. And you have to be home in yourself in order to be empowered or fertile or connected enough to co-create a connection, if that makes sense. So, all right, well, thank you. That's all for now. Thank you for spending this time together. Feel free, if you have any questions or comments, ask them. I'd love to see them and respond to them. And until then, until the next week and the next newsletter comes out, see you then. Take care.